Ms. Duell is a single mom of two young kids. She has been staying from hotel to relatives to friends' homes because of the situation. She asked Mr. Whaley to stay at her home just while she's out of town. When she returned.
Today, in Judge Washington's court, we have a follow-up to a termination of tenancy involving a squatter. Last week this case was adjourned so the defendant could retain counsel. Let's see what happened.
You're unmuted now. Please tell us your first and last name.
Lamar Whaley.
All right, Victoria Newell versus Lamar Whaley, case number 23C0807.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Glendale Butler here on behalf of the plaintiff.
Good afternoon. All right, Mr. Whaley, please state your name again.
Lamar Whaley.
All right, I believe we adjourned this matter for a hearing today. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yes.
All right, have you had an opportunity to speak with legal counsel, Mr. Whaley?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I didn't phrase that correctly. I gave you an opportunity to speak with legal counsel by adjourning this to today's state that you speak with legal counsel.
I wasn't able to.
All right. Do you know what you want to do today, sir?
I mean, I've talked to her lawyer. I've already been moved out of the property.
Oh.
So my issue, which I discussed with her lawyer, was the fact that I paid her a $2,000 deposit, and I just wanted my deposit back.
All right, Ms. Butler.
Your Honor, I would first of all like to ask if you would take testimony from Mr. Whaley that he moved out. And when he moved out, this is a trespass case. There was no deposit.
All right. Mr. Whaley,
Yes.
please raise your right hand to be sworn. You swear or affirm that the testimony about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So I hope you got it.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Sir, your testimony here today is that you moved out of the premises at 679 Felder?
Yes.
When did you move, sir?
March 1st.
March 1st?
Yes.
But you didn't tell me that when you were here on March 29th.
That's right, he did not mention that he had already moved out. Let's take a trip back and see what was actually said.
Are you alleging this is a trespass case?
It is in a sense that he will not leave the property, and the police has been there at the location several times. Ms. Noel has even moved back into her place with him there. It's just been
I mean, I have no problem with that. If I speak with legal counsel, if I move out of there prior to that, is that going to be an issue?
Sir, I can't give you legal advice. That's probably why you should talk to legal.
Oh.
It sounds like he was portraying that he was still living there. What do you think? Do you think he was still living there, or is he telling the truth and moved out over a month ago? Let me know in the comments section below.
No, because when we were having a discussion, he asked if I wanted to talk with her lawyer. When we went into the breakout room and I discussed everything with her, the lawyer actually reached out to me like a day or two prior to the last court date. And I sent her over all of the text messages between myself and Miss Newell, showing how she authorized me to go pick up the house keys from her friend. And in regards to, also sent her the payments that I was making every month from August the 1st up until right before Christmas.
All right. So your testimony is that you were paying her for rent while you were there?
Yes.
All right.
Can I say something else?
Yes.
So what the situation was that Miss Newell, she moved out of state with one of my family members. She moved to Arizona. She did not want to leave her house just sitting. I was already moving from out of one of my family members' homes, and I needed someone to move to. So that's where we came to the agreement as far as me paying rent every month. And I sent those text messages over to Ms. Butler. And now she's trying to contradict what I was saying. I had all that documented and the payments that I was making. The only way Ms. Newell which I told Ms. Butler because Ms. Newell has been defrauding the state because she was working out of state and getting benefits in Michigan. Ms. Newell and my cousin came to some type of disagreement with her being out of state. She sent me a text message saying that they weren't getting along, and she was like, "I'm sorry, but I have to move back home." I responded to her and I said, "Well, we have a legal agreement when I moved here." She entered the home while I was, just in there relaxing. She walked into the house with her friend, with her kids. The police had to be called. And when they saw that my address, that I had been living there, I showed them the documentation. This happened maybe about 3 or 4 different occasions. When the police came, I had to talk to the sergeant and I let him know what was going on. He had to send an email to his officers because she continuously kept calling the police out saying that because her name was on the deed that she wanted to get back in her house and just put me out just out of the blue. I had already sent her the money for January's rent right before Christmas. She went and spent that money. So that's what I said. It wasn't never anything personal between me and Miss Newell. It was between herself and my cousin when she ended up moving back to Michigan. And from that point forward, I have not, because she cut her phone off. Like I was communicating with her via text message and through Facebook Messenger. She blocked everything. I did not hear from her since Christmas time. So that's where we are at this point.
Ms. Butler?
Your Honor, I have not seen any payments sent to Mrs. Newell from Mr. Whaley. No payment.
I don't think he indicated he showed you payments. He said he sent you text messages.
He sent me Cash App payments to someone else. I have not seen any, and they don't appear to be appropriate, especially since they have not gone to my client. January, February, March, there have been no payments as well. I would like to ask Mr. Whaley if he has paid utilities at the location, because utilities were in my client's name up until December 31st, because she was literally paying all utilities, and she's continuing to pay the water bill because he has not paid any of those utilities until I think he put the utilities in, Mr. Whaley can probably tell you, in someone else's name, maybe after she had them disconnected on the 31st of December. But I show literally no payments directly to my client for rent. And also, I don't think Mr. Whaley is being truthful, because if he moved out on March 1st, he should have conveyed that to the court when we were in court last month.
All right. Well, he's indicating he's vacated the premises and your client is able to go back to the premises. You filed an action here for termination of the tenancy. It sounds as though the tenancy has been terminated at this point in time. If you want to have a hearing regarding damages, then I'm going to need proofs ahead of time as to what you think those damages may be. And he can provide proofs as to what he thinks his damages may be, and we can get to an offset hearing. But at this point in time, it sounds like he has indicated on the record that the property is now back in possession of your client because he's vacated it, and that part of this case is resolved. Do you want a hearing regarding damages?
Yes, I would, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Whaley, you're asking for, sounds like he's making some counterclaims about wrongful evictions and damages for deposits. So if you want to have that hearing, we can do that.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to need a Thursday afternoon. Mm-mm. All right. This Thursday, April 27th at 3:30 work?
Not for me.
Why doesn't it work for you, sir?
Because I work from 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. My off days are Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Well, then there won't be a day that works for you, because I don't do lengthy hearings on Wednesdays because I have a full docket on that day. So it's either going to be a Thursday or a Friday.
The 27th.
Friday.
That's right. It is jury selection May 5th. Right. I mean, that day. No, not the selections. I mean the afternoon. Okay. How about May 5th at 2:30 p.m.?
Your Honor, May 5th, I'm not in town. But the 27th or the 28th is fine for me, either one of those days.
You can't be here the 27th, and the 28th is not available from me. I know, but I don't know what if I have. Does the 12th or the 26th work of May?
The 12th is fine for me.
May 12th,
Yes, Your Honor.
2023. And that's going to be at 3:30 p.m. Do you want 3? Right. Right, that's why I go here. All right, at 3:30 p.m. for hearing.
Great. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anybody with any documentation should submit those proofs to the court prior to that hearing. I need to have any documentation, text messages, whatever is going to be used to try to prove damages submitted prior to. Thank you very much.
Okay, one other thing, Your Honor. Can we just ask Mr. Whaley where he put Mrs. Newell's keys?
Where are the keys, sir?
I have the keys in my possession right now. I did not want to just leave them just like in a mailbox or anything. And if someone went and got the keys and entered her house, I didn't want anything to happen and that come fall back on me. I can drop them off anytime.
Where would you like the keys to be placed, Ms. Butler?
Can he take them to the police station, Your Honor? I think that would be appropriate, considering.
You're going to receive the keys at the police station.
Well, Ms. Newell can meet him there at the police station.
All right, I'm going to put you all in a room so you can work out a time to exchange the keys.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.